I want to talk about a few sectors which, in my mind, will do very well in 2024. Obviously, we are in the middle of two wars, one in Ukraine and in Gaza. People are still wondering what will be the impact of this on the world economy. A large amount of money has been spent in the war, and there's also talk about global recession. Having said that, India is one of the few countries which are isolated from the world in terms of import and export. We import a lot of stuff, but we don't export much. So the Indian economy is largely dependent on the Indians spend their time and money and energy. So these are therefore my recommendations of sectors which will do very well in India. The first and foremost I would recommend is green energy. There's a lot of talk about green energy. I think Adani is doing something. I know Greenco in Hyderabad is doing a great amount of work in green energy. And there are very many manifestations of that, right? For example, green hydrogen people talking about right now. So green energy is a very powerful area. Government is investing or supporting this investments in this area with a lot of incentives, photovoltaic, alternative energies. So I think this is a very interesting sector to watch for in the current financial year. Second one is semiconductor. I think the government has already announced, thanks to Taiwan and the uncertainty around Taiwan and China, all the countries are now running fast to try and build local capability. US is already in the run. India has always been in the design side. We never manufactured much of semiconductor, but I think already companies are announcing something to the effect that they will not only design in India, but they will also manufacture in India. I'm very excited about semiconductor industry, and we'll have to wait and watch how the capacities are built up in India in 2024, or how companies and the government will support that initiative. Semiconductor has two big issues. One, investments have to be large. You can't do small investments. Second, it requires a large amount of water. So this combination of these two means only in certain locations, in certain size and scale, one can visualize semiconductor. But if I were looking for a career, looking for future sectors, this will be definitely in my list. Third is food processing. Now, we've been talking about it for years. India is one of the biggest producer of various agricultural commodities, but the value addition is not happening in India. So on one side, there is a huge pressure from the government side to create infrastructure to add value to the agri commodities of milk. For example, milk processing yields a variety of products like ghee and butter and cheese. These are all value-added products from agriculture. Similarly, we are now looking at various sectors like vegetables, meat. All these sectors on food are undergoing value-added processing. Not about increasing only preservation or keeping it longer. It's also about adding nutrition, adding combination, making it easy. On the second side, there is clearly a trend towards not cooking. More and more people are comfortable buying out food or making semi-processed food at home. India is really moving towards America in the sense that we will have a TV dinners where you'll have pre-cooked food, you put it in microwave and eat. So food processing demand is also going up because people are going to focus more at work. They're exhausted when they come back from work. So I feel food processing as one sector is going to be really flying high in the next 5 years. Fourth is, of course, defense. I think India is going to be boosting the defense expenditure in a big way. Very, very large companies, private sector industries are now coming into defense. The government has also realized that it cannot do it on its own. Earlier, DRDO was the only main organization which was supporting domestic defense manufacturing with their own technology. Now, government has opened up for many, many companies from around the world to come and start manufacturing on defense in India. So defense has got defense and space. If we can together combine them, there is a very exciting space to be in, and I think there's going to be a lot of investments here. A lot of foreign companies are going to come here, and there's going to be a large amount of interest in India become an arms producer for the world. Not only for us, it's also for the world. India, China, America, France, UK. India will join the league of top 6 or 7 countries which are big armament producers in India. So that's an exciting sector to be in. The last one I would pick is, of course, BFSI. BFSI stands for Banking, Financial Services and Insurance. Clearly, these sectors have defied any logic in the last 3 months, 3 years, 3 quarters. They've done consistently well. The bank consolidation, especially private sector banks, are now competing with 3 or 4 large public sector banks. They've all getting their act together. They're getting into investments into technology very high. They all realize they have to compete. So I think banking sector is going through a revival in terms of technology, customer service and so on. Second, of course, is the NBFCs. NBFC space, home loans is a very big sector. There's a boom right now going on in home loan sector. Though we can see some amount of competition on price, etc. in the first quarter of next financial year. The JFM is a January, February, March is a very crucial quarter for all home finance companies, and therefore there will be a lot of action in this coming quarter. And the last one is insurance. Insurance is another industry which is really finding its feet. There was a lot of confusion about finding how does this company scale up. Many companies were talking about investing heavily in people. This industry has gone through a lot of ups and downs in terms of attrition and productivity. But I think they're getting many of their acts together. And I'm very excited about both life insurance and non-life insurance also will pick up. So BFSI is my choice of my fifth sector where I'll put my money in. Thank you.